out of this mess. But we'll get out of it. I'll answer a couple of questions if Jonas is giving me the back of the room. I'll answer a couple of questions and then, yes, sir.
We want to compliment you for the wonderful job you're doing representing us in Washington. We're very, very pleased. One thing we're very much concerned about here in Texas is illegal immigration. We've talked about it for years. Different things are happening. With the new Homeland Security Chief, Janet Napolitano, do you see any change in this administration's policy or philosophy or priority on controlling illegal immigration and getting the fences done on the border?
Amazingly enough, it doesn't seem to even be on the radar screen of this administration. It wasn't on the radar screen in the entire campaign. I don't think President Obama addressed the issue once, the entire campaign. I'm on that subcommittee of the Appropriations Committee. We just had a hearing on it last week. We got real, I've always come in there and said we got problems. We got real problems on the border right now. But there's a lot of people who think it's our fault because we sell guns, and so the drug dealers are buying guns from us, and it's our fault that we're having trouble on the border. And that's the debate that was going on last week in committee. The bottom line is we got a $100 billion drug industry sitting on the Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona border, and they're fighting to decide who's going to run it, and they're willing to kill anybody that gets in their way. And 7,000 Mexicans have died in the last year in that fight, which is more than died in Iraq last year. So we need to think about what's going on our border and be very concerned. I will tell you that the one thing Texans unite on is the border. There's no party discussion between our Democrats and Republicans in the Texas delegation about danger on the border. We're all together on that. And that's good. Because when Texas finally raises up its ugly head and starts screaming, people listen. Because we're the second largest delegation in the Congress.
Did the stimulus package end up including funding for the new hospital at Fort Hood?
There is hospital money in there, and we are hopeful that we are going to get that hospital money. There is medical hospital unit, and we feel like we're on the radar screen. But as you know, the Army has its own priorities, and we'll be working very diligently to make sure that priority is to have a new Darnell hospital. And I'm very encouraged. I talked with Chairman Edwards, and he's very encouraged, and we're playing the game, but we think we're going to be able to get that done. As soon as we have an announcement to make, I'm sure he and I'll be standing right here to tell you about it. Anything else? Well, listen. Work hard, pay your taxes. Oh, by the way, and if you owe any penalties and interest, write Wrangle Rule at the bottom of your tax return. And you won't have to pay penalties and interest. That's a story for another time. Thank you.
Congressman, thank you very much. And if Judge Gaddis and Judge, if you all will step up here, I believe you have a award.
Good, Congressman. And Judge, yes, I'd like to say just a little bit about my friends from our county to the south there. You know, we talk about growth here. Let me tell you about their growth. I went back and looked at 1990. Bell County had 191,000, and Williamson County had 139,000. We were, 60,000 more than in 1990. In 2000, we were 237,000. They passed us a little bit to 249,000. And the estimate that this just back in 2007 U.S. Census is that Bell County is 276,000, bunch of people. Williamson County is 373,000 people. In that time period, Texas grew from about 14.6%. Bell County grew by about 16.4%. Williamson County grew by 49.4%. So I'm concerned about the Texas-Mexico border, but the Bell County-Williamson border is an issue we may want to address. no offense, but we're pleased to, on behalf of the Killeen Chamber of Commerce Government Affairs Committee, present to you this plaque in appreciation of Congressman John Carter's efforts on behalf of residents of this Fort Hood region on here. I was in D.C. this last week, and it was so cold up there that I actually saw congressmen with their hands in their own pockets. It's that cold. Judge Gaddis, would you like to say more?
Just a quick word. I got on that fence. The commissioners up here about a year ago approached me about the possibility of building a fence. And we're negotiating. I think we want some money to build a fence, but we'd like to have it on our southern border, Travis County, coming up. And I think we can work together on that.
I think that's a good plan.
Congressman, I just want to say thank you to you. We were in a meeting not too long ago with some other county officials, and they told us they were going to Washington to see their congressman. And they said, "Do you do that?" And I said, "No, sir, we don't do that. We see him every weekend." So we're very pleased to have you represent us, and we're pleased to be here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I will tell you that the southern fence is a real good idea. Also, I would like a tariff on each of our entry points. We charge those crazy people when they want to come to our part of the world. Thank you.